Hello. This is don't know if you can see me or not, but this is our survival. Plus the camera here in a second. It's our survival camp at night. Very nice, cozy area. It's very warm. And, I'm very relaxed. All the problems in my head are just fading away slowly. There's the shelter. Doing it in parts. I'll have to do a part tomorrow because the camera's not very good in the dark. Sorry about that, people. So yeah. I think when we sit around the camp at night, we always like to tell stories, don't we?
Yeah.
We always make up very spooky, disturbing stories. Then we always go to sleep thinking about the stories and what if that would happen if we were camping. So this is some stories that we've made up, and we're gonna tell some people. You wanna go first?
I don't really know what to do. You can go first.
Alright, so I'm gonna start off with a very slow introduction, trying to scare you up to it. Okay, so one day, right, there was a lake called Treehouse Lake, and it was a it was. Why are you video on the floor?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Treehouse Lake, and it was a very big lake. It was very kind of like Camp Crystal Lake off of Friday the 13th. It was a very large lake, and every day people went there to go camping, and just like we are right now, and kids probably about the age of 20 to 18, maybe 18 to 20, they took a caravanette and they went camping, and I suppose you could say one was named John Hillwood, and the other's name was, I can't remember his name. Oh, Joe. Yeah. So one was named John, one was named Joe. Just leave it at that. And so John and Joe, they were, one was 18, one was 21, and there was two girls with them, which were their girlfriends, called Anne and Sarah, and they were all, just getting the equipment out, getting everything out, and once they had finally settled down with some, sort of the fire going and wood next to them, and they sort of thought they'd try and, camp outside for the night instead of being in the caravanette. And it was around about this time now, probably about 8 o'clock, and probably 8:30, nearly 9. And they were sitting out, and they heard some rustling in the trees off to the left. And they looked over to the left, and they saw nothing. And then probably about half an hour later, heard some more rustling, probably on their right and their left. And then about 20 minutes later, they heard rustling literally surrounding in the hedges. And so Sarah decided to get up, and she went to go up into the trees, and they basically have a toilet in the trees. And she decided that she was going to go. Well, she said she was going to go dig a hole and go to the toilet, but because of the rustling she heard, she was slightly disturbed. And I think you could say she was pretty horrified at what she was about to see. She was walking through the forest very slowly and very patiently, calm. The temperature was rising and her face went slightly red. She was quite scared, quite frightened, and the only thing she could see was a glimpse of the light from the fire camp. As she slowly got further and further away, the light faded. She was alone in the dark. She forgot to take a torch, which is very stupid, and in my situation, I would definitely take a torch wherever I go in the dark. Also, I'd take a striker and a survival kit with me. Anyway, she was walking along, and there was no light whatsoever. She could just see the glimpse on the hill from the fire, from the camp friends. And as she was walking along, she heard the rustling again, off to her left. And the footpath had led through this forest, and she saw these strange footmarks on the path, as it was very muddy and sludgy, as it was raining the day before. These footmarks had a very odd shape. They're about this long. I would say that's about how many foot wise?
A foot.
Yeah. Probably about, I don't know. Let's just say they were over a size 11. And the footmark had a very strange pattern towards it. It seemed to have 3 toes, which pointed off like this. Almost like a dinosaur. And the foot came round and then back again like that. with the 3 toes pointing up. And she saw a few of these which headed in towards the hedge. And she decided she was going to go venture off and follow these footprints. Because she thought maybe it was someone who was stranded and needed help. I don't know why she would do that, but you know, she did anyway. As she slowly walked off, she saw very strange things. She saw a bit of what I'd call fur more than hair, branded on some brandals. So it was basically some hair and some a thorn bush, I should say. And she was walking along very slowly, and her heart had started to beat as she heard more rustling. As she carried on, the rustling got louder and louder and closer. Her face got more and more red. It looked like she'd been sitting around a fire for about an hour. As she slowly walked closer and closer to these footprints, she decided not to go any further. As she turned back, she turned around, and what she had saw when she turned around was something she'd never forget.